Burgstahler, and you are watching Mary Jane News. Net neutrality. It's the idea that all traffic on the internet should be treated equally, and that internet service providers should not dictate what you have access to by blocking or promoting particular products or websites. It's what keeps the internet a level playing field for all those who use it. Tim Berners-Lee, inventor of the World Wide Web, once said, "If we lose net neutrality, we lose the internet as we know it." And right now, this guiding principle of a free and open web is at risk, and it's affecting everything from file sharing and internet speeds to cannabis. What would it mean to live in a world without net neutrality? Without fair regulations in place, you could have to pay more to load your video at a normal rate, access the websites of your choice, or send an email faster than snail mail. There are really no limits to the unfair restrictions and limitations that violators of net neutrality could put in place. Take Comcast, for instance. Back in the early 2000s, the internet service provider was caught secretly slowing and in some cases blocking users' internet experiences when using peer-to-peer applications like BitTorrent. It wasn't until the FCC stepped in that Comcast halted its asinine efforts to stop user downloads and sharing. Then there's Facebook, which recently launched Free Basics, an internet app for people without access in developing countries. That sounds like a good thing, but the service has been heavily criticized because it does not offer key local content and services, including appropriate language settings for multilingual countries like the Philippines. Is Free Basics actually serving people in developing countries, or merely introducing these people to Facebook and studying their data, turning humans into binary code for business gains? The program is purposefully limiting users to specific websites and sponsored content by American brands like Johnson & Johnson. Now, net neutrality is not a law, but it is governed and maintained by regulations that are very much at risk right now. Large internet carriers like Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon are hoping to shift these regulations so they can offer preferential treatment of traffic and internet speed from certain content providers for a fee. And Ajit Pai, the newly appointed FCC chairman who formerly worked for Verizon, is fighting for the top dogs to have that exact right. At a recent FCC oversight hearing with House Commerce Committee, Pai, a staunch opponent of net neutrality, said that he would need to see economic analysis that shows credibly that there's infrastructure investment that has increased dramatically since the enactment of neutrality rules, or any evidence showing that the economy or consumers' experience would be worse without the regulations protecting their rights on the web. Pai, like the ISPs backing him, is seemingly unconvinced that the current FCC net neutrality regulations, known as Title II, are effective. Comcast Senior Executive Vice President David Cohen was more blunt with his perspective when he said supporters of net neutrality want to create hysteria that the internet as we know it will disappear if their preferred regulatory scheme isn't in place, and that's just not reality. What is a reality, however, is that the battle over net neutrality affects the cannabis industry greatly. No one can deny that the rise of the internet and social media have aided the marijuana reform movement. The ability to share information freely and dispel old myths has been crucial to changing perceptions of the cannabis plant and building majority support for legalization. Says Eric Altieri, executive director of the marijuana reform advocacy group NORML, by removing information gatekeepers from the equation, Americans were able to readily access information and do their own research on the benefits and risks of reforming our nation's marijuana policies, and to easily organize fellow supporters to take action. Without net neutrality, opponents of marijuana with the financial resources to do so could easily pay to spread misinformation or block facts and data that positively reflect the cannabis industry. One neutrality issue we're already seeing in cannabis is that Facebook and Instagram have been taking down dispensary pages and accounts. The two companies reserve the right to do so because, despite the increase of states legalizing cannabis, marijuana remains a federally illegal substance, and they prohibit selling or advertising such products on their platforms. Keenan Hollister, owner of the Alaskan dispensary Pakalolo's Supply Company, has struggled with customer outreach since both Pakalolo's Facebook page and Instagram accounts were taken down in a 2-week span. We have since started a new Facebook page, but obviously we have yet to regain all of our original followers, making it more difficult to communicate with our clientele, Hollister says. The cannabis advertising restrictions in Alaska make it quite cumbersome and difficult to find ways to inform and connect with customers, and social media has been very important for our business. Marijuana companies' social media pages getting taken down is one thing, but internet service providers could just as easily thwart users from accessing all cannabis-related content, meaning no more r/trees, people. Net neutrality is crucial for small business owners, including startups in the marijuana industry. The open internet allows them to advertise, market, and launch their companies. Jessica Asaf, founder of the Cannabis Feminist, an online educational platform and community, says, if the internet were restricted or if my website were blocked, we would not be able to grow or operate at all. In fact, Cannabis Feminist was launched on a popular wellness blog, and the internet has been the foundation of our entire business and movement. I came up with the idea while doing online research for cannabis. So Cannabis Feminist wouldn't be real if it wasn't for the internet. But without net neutrality protecting every inch of the internet equally, consider the marketplace for the next new app, website, or platform closed. Why would ISPs allow anyone else to join the party if they can monitor and manipulate the system? Currently, lobbyists from Time Warner, Comcast, Verizon, and AT&T are working with FCC Chairman Pai to repeal the rules of net neutrality. But the cannabis community and others who want a free and open internet are not going down without a fight. On July 12th, Amazon, Reddit, Etsy, Google, Spotify, Netflix, and dozens of other top sites broadcast messages in favor of net neutrality, which had the FCC fielding millions of comments opposing the repeal of net neutrality. And you can join the fight at battleforthenet.com by sending a letter to the FCC and Congress sharing your point of view. The end of net neutrality could dial back the clock on the progress we've made in the marijuana movement. We've come so far, we do not need brainwashing propaganda paid for by pharmaceutical companies to prohibit someone's ability to Google, "Can cannabis cure cancer?" Our nation should be looking for more ways to open up access to information, not implementing policies that would hinder the free flow of knowledge for the benefit of the few companies that control the telecommunications industry and major media, says Altieri. Share this video, share this information, and comment your thoughts below while you still can. Thanks for watching Mary Jane News. I'm Brooke Burgstahler.